If you're autistic, finding work can be an uphill struggle. Only one adult in four with autism is employed, according to the latest official figures. One father, whose three daughters all have autism, has decided to take direct action. He's opened a new community cafe in Wokingham and is providing autistic young people and those who generally identify as neurodiverse with much needed jobs. Social anxieties and sensitivity to light and noise are major barriers to finding work, and this not-for-profit cafe aims to provide a stepping stone into long-term employment. Chrissy Sturt went along to find out more.
Perfect. Just up on the right. Thanks. They may have a slightly different way of doing something, and it's about accepting them and understanding them and thinking, oh, that's just the way he does it.
Joshua has been job hunting for 2 years. He's had hundreds of interviews, and this is his first job. Dan has a similar story. He's working half days here, which helps him cope. They're uncomfortable about being interviewed, but wanted to say this.
I struggle to talk to people and get so anxious I can't breathe, but I'm coping better than expected.
I never expected to do anything like this. I've never been a people person, but this has helped me come out of my shell.
The challenges that Joshua and Dan face are real. Neither of them wanted to speak on camera because of the levels of social anxiety that would induce. Speaking to the public isn't easy either, but that's why Nick is on hand to help.
They both wanted to be accepted for who they are and for what they can do, and they've both got incredible skills. And that's the thing, people need to look past what the issues are and find solutions.
Nick's motive in setting up this cafe is personal. His three daughters are neurodiverse, and he knows what autistic people need.
They need to have the guidance, they need to have the support. We reassure them, put in reasonable adjustments for sound, for everything, just to make things a little bit more comfortable for them. And we work with them. If they say that they only want to do a couple of hours in a day, then we'll do a couple of hours in a day.
And it's proved a hit with the local community.
I think what they're doing here is commendable, helping people to gain skills in areas that they would then want to go out and find work. I think it's fantastic.
I think it's a really exciting idea and concept, actually, giving young people work experience and hopefully engaging with the local community and the business community.
Because of this warm response, Nick has plans for more cafes giving chances to neurodiverse youngsters.
They may do things slightly differently or at a different pace, but give them an opportunity to thrive. You know, the workplace needs everybody.
Nick Lander ending Chrissy Sturt's report. Well, Tim Nichols is the head of policy at the National Autistic Society. I spoke to him earlier and asked him about that official figure of only a quarter of autistic people being in employment.
It's an absolutely shocking figure. We at the National Autistic Society did a survey a few years ago, and we found that although not all autistic people will be able to work, 77% of them told us that they would love a job. So the gap between that 77% and the quarter that are currently in employment is massive, and it just goes to show how big the autism employment gap is.
So what are the barriers for autistic people when it comes to getting into the workplace?
It can be interviews. They're incredibly difficult situations for many people, but for autistic people, not knowing what's going to happen, unanticipated questions, judgments about perhaps not making eye contact, all of those things can make an interview a very un-autism-friendly experience. Things like work trials, where actually someone comes in and tries out the job for a couple of days, can give you a much better indication of whether they're the right fit for that job. And then when someone is in a job and in the workplace, understanding and knowing what autism is absolutely crucial from their colleagues and from managers to make sure that autistic people's needs are met.
The government strategy to tackle this includes 15 job centres becoming autism friendly. Is that enough? And what more needs to be done?
For many autistic people, going to the job centre is that first step towards getting a job. So it's important, as soon as an autistic person is walking in through the door of that job centre, that it's autism friendly. The advice you're going to get is going to be delivered in an autism friendly way. That you're not going to be overwhelmed by the experience of being there, that it's not loud, noisy, bright, all of these things that can actually make the difference between having a good appointment with your job coach or employment advisor or a terrible one.
What advice would you give a young autistic person starting out on their career?
any autistic person who's looking to start on their career, I'd say the first thing is get as much information and advice as you can. Visit our website, autism.org.uk. We've got tons of really helpful tips and resources on there. And other than that, it's about knowing what you want to do with your life, because as an autistic person, you deserve the job that you want just like anyone else.
Tim, thank you very much.